If you got suspension noise, here's a quick tip to help you find it. Now the first thing you want to do is get a visual inspection and look for anything obvious like ripped ball joint boots or ripped tie rod boots. All these boots are good. You also want to look at your steering rack bellows, because sometimes if those are ripped, your inner tie rods will be wore out. Now if your visual inspection you don't see any loose parts or ripped ball joints, a lot of people already know that you can grab the wheel 12 and 6 o'clock and just shake it in and out really hard, and sometimes you can feel loose ball joints and control arm bushings. And if you grab it 3 and 9 o'clock, you can feel loose tie rod ends, sometimes control arm bushings, and wheel bearings. And if the wheel bearing is bad, sometimes you'll hear roughness, or you can grab the spring while the wheel is spinning and you'll feel harshness vibrating through the spring. Now I've also heard of people telling you to grab a big pair of channel locks and just squeeze between the ball joint and the control arm and see if you got any play when you squeeze it. Now you want to check each corner individually, so I recommend jacking up just the corner that you think the sound's coming from, and test just the corner. That way the other side doesn't move around as well. Then after you shake the wheel with your hand, and if you don't feel any play, sometimes you got to grab a long, I recommend jack handle, and just get up under the tire and give it a good pry. Pull up and pry up. Now sometimes when you pry up, you can feel a loose ball joint, upper or lower. And the biggest tip I haven't even heard of anyone talk about here is reverberation. Jack up the wheel, and I actually take a rubber mallet and I just tap the suspect area. You hear that? That ball joint, it doesn't move when you pry on it, but when you hit it with a hammer, it's got play. And I don't hear anyone ever talking about that. But if it's just a little bit of play, I got a trick for that too. You can get a needle with a Zerk fitting on it and actually inject grease with your grease gun into the ball joint. Now you want to aim it towards the boot. Now this will pierce a hole in it, but you can always go through, clean it up, and dab some RTV to seal the hole. Now this needle has a very small hole and grease is very thick, so you want to just pump it very, very slowly. If not, it'll just spit out and not even go in. So just take your time and go slow. Now about 5 pumps will be good enough to lubricate it and get you another year or so out of it. But if you fill this completely up, give it like 12 to 20 pumps, it'll fill up that whole entire boot and it won't have any noise to it. Now this works on all ball joints, tie rod ends, and even your sway bar links. Now if none of these methods work, then you're probably going to need to invest in some chassis ears. Let me know in the comments how you find suspension noises. I've been doing this 25 years, but I'm always learning new stuff. So if you got anything to share, let me know down in the comments.